record. Okay, thanks guys for joining us on the Tuesday team training. I'm Amber Smithson, and we're so excited for today's training. We have Integrated National Director Kirtley Freckleton, who's going to be training today on how to help our potential clients to overcome objections, to think through what the things might be holding them back from getting healthy. But before then, I wanted to just see if anybody had any events. I know that there is a St. George event coming up, I believe this Thursday. Is there anybody on who wants to tell us a little bit about that St. George event on Thursday? Anybody?
I can mention it. It's just going to be Thursday at, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, Thursday at 6:30, and I believe the hotel is the Comfort Suites Convention Center in St. George this Thursday.
Awesome. And there's going to be a therapist talking about how to.
Yeah, he's going to be talking on food addiction and addiction recovery and emotional eating, relationships, mindfulness, that kind of stuff.
That sounds awesome. If you guys have any clients or coaches or anybody you know in St. George area, then you're going to want to invite them to that because that sounds really cool.
I have one. So we're having an event in Cedar City, Utah, which is an hour north of St. George. It's going to be June 28th from 7 to 9 p.m. It'll be at my mom's house, and it will be her first time holding an event. It will be fun. It's going to be healthy mind and healthy body. And so you can invite your clients to that. If you have anybody in the area, it will be fun. Just let us know. I will post it on Facebook, and there we go.
Awesome. Love it. Anybody else? Go ahead, Amy.
We have an event in Midland, Texas. 7 o'clock Thursday. I'm flying out there, and so I'll be there and with my coach, Nikki Fuentes, and we're going to have a healthy night with some fun summer drinks that are on plan.
Love it. So fun. Texas, Cedar City, St. George. Awesome. And we'll get an email out with those events. If you guys can send me the details on those, I'll send it out. Oh, Verna?
I have an event, just a healthy picnic ideas and a little hike. So it's just going to be a little hour and a half thing. It's going to be in Fruit Heights, Tuesday the 25th at 3 o'clock.
Awesome, Verna. I love it.
And I have an invite on the Health Zone. So
cool. Anyone else?
I have one.
Go ahead, Velvet.
I'm doing an event at my house on June 26th in Colorado. If anyone's in the area, please come on by. We're doing a healthy eating and grilling with summer recipes.
Love it. I love all these events, you guys. It sounds so fun. I wish I could just like travel all around. Yeah, what city in Colorado? Or you could send it to me and I'll send it out in an email. Good. Okay. And just one last announcement and then we're going to get going, I promise. We are going to start a Freedom Health Challenge coming up on, Monday, July 1st. We're going to start just a Freedom Health Challenge, and it's going to be in the Facebook group that we have done ours in the Health Blitz, and it's going to be fun and free for clients and potentials. Coaches just chip in $5 for prizes and fun things, but really helping people to stay in that mindset over 4th of July, how to get through, holidays, things like that. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, Sarah, you're off mute. Do you have one too?
Do I have one in, are you talking to me?
Yeah. Oh,
Sure.
you're off mute, so I wasn't sure if you had an event.
Sorry. Oh, let me mute. I don't.
Okay, just kidding. All right, Kirtley, are you on? We'd love to throw it over to you for our training.
Yes, and I actually have a PowerPoint. So let me see if I can share this really quick. Okay. While, can you guys hear me? Am I frozen?
Nope, you're good.
Okay. So I want to start by hearing from you guys. We're going over overcoming objections. And so what I'm going to be teaching you is actually how to overcome them and hopefully get them started while you're on the phone with them right then. Okay, so I want to hear from you guys is where are you at with that? Is it easier to hear an objection and be like, okay, call me when you're ready? Or are you someone who's wanting to work on helping them understand that concern so they can move on right then? I'll turn it to you guys and see where you're at and maybe what parts are hard for you while I share this. Anyone want to share, or you can put it in the chat thread too. Okay, no one's sharing, so let's go over what common objections are. What are you guys hearing?
Partly, it's always money, and I don't have enough, and if it weren't for the money.
Okay, that's a common one, isn't it?
The one that I hear the most is, I need to go ask my husband. They have to go ask for permission.
Okay, yep.
I love this one, that I'm too busy to start something new.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's when like, wait, you're too busy? Did you not hear what we just talked about? Okay. Good.
I have one. Mine is, what I'm doing is working just fine. I don't need anything else, you know.
Okay. So a question like that makes me think, well, why did you get on the phone with me?
Yeah. Or, you know, here we are talking, you know, is that working for you?
Yeah. Okay.
What about prepackaged foods? I don't want to be on prepackaged foods.
Okay. Yeah. Yep, I get those too. Okay. When are you hearing them? I want to go through that. Have any of you heard an objection before you even start a phone call? Like, well, I don't have any money, so just let you know, or my budget's really tight. Are you hearing them before you're getting on the phone? Are you hearing them at the very end? Are you hearing them when you're talking face to face? Something to evaluate. Any thoughts there?
I've had some people not even get on the phone because they tell me they don't even have time, so it never even gets that far.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I really think we're going to hear them all the time, because as soon as because their brain is trying to keep them in the comfort zone. So when they're considering actually changing their lives, which is great. But it's what we go through with our clients all the time. Is that true? Is our thoughts true? And reassessing. And that's the healthy habit that we have to develop. And people that are starting the program, they don't have that habit. So they listen to those objections more than logically. So I think if you don't, the objections are actually a good sign that they might be considering changing their lifestyle.
Good. I love that. So I want to go through what an objection is. How many of you are really scared of getting an objection, or it just kind of makes you nervous? An objection, it's just a question. And I think that was Amy talking. I couldn't hear you, see your face. But a question is showing that they're interested. So when you do hear an objection, that's oh, cool. They're actually listening and paying attention. An objection means, hey, I just need more information. And so if you see it that way, it's not as scary. So if you can see it more as a common good thing, that'll help you with it. It doesn't mean that they don't want it. They're just like, maybe they've got this anxiety about it, just lack of understanding. And so this question here is, how comfortable are you with your responses? This might be an area that you can role play over and over. And preparing for this has been really good for me. It's been an awakener that I need to practice my objection solving, because you can get in a routine, a comfortable routine of what you do. And what if you could do better? What if you could help more people? And so this last suggestion is, if you want to improve, take practice seriously, track responses, role play with your mentor or your spouse, know what you're going to say. It always helps you. And then my question here is, are you hearing the same ones over and over again? Raise your hand if you hear the same objection over and over again. Okay, so something to consider is you get the objections you think you are going to get. And Ray Hig didn't say that. And I just love that. It's because maybe when you first started, you'll notice that you thought it was quite expensive. But as you are more and more experienced, you don't see that anymore. And that's how I was. And now I don't hear that objection very often. And so if you are getting the same thing over and over again, it's, you know, maybe do some self-reflecting there. And my question here is, well, do you really want to improve? And so again, I'm going to show you how to resolve, listen to an objection and resolve it and sign them up on the spot. And so think about, a lot of us are worried about being that pushy salesman. And so, and that might make you not even want to try to do this because you want to be a people pleaser. But I'll give you a few examples. Is, say you went to a doctor's office and say this doctor was so worried that he was going to be pushy and make you spend money on expensive procedures. What if your doctor said, well, I see you've got stage 4 cancer. I mean, you'll live maybe 4 months longer. I don't know, like, do you want to have surgery, or do you want to do this? Do you want to with it? Do you want this treatment or not? And yeah, it's okay if you don't want it. Or what if you have a broken bone? What if your doctor's just like, oh yeah, like, you know, there's this option, and yeah, I've seen people have success, and oh yeah, but it does cost a lot. I totally agree. It costs so much. But yeah, whatever you want. When you're with a doctor, you expect them, they're the professional, you expect them to tell you what to do, what's in your best interest, so you get the healing that you want. And so what if we stepped up a little higher and became a little bit more of that professional that said, hey, this is what's going to help you. Who cares about the cost? Doctors are never queasy about the cost. It's just not a thing. It's just, hey, you said you want this. This is what's going to happen. Let's get you scheduled. So think about that confidence and that assumption of a doctor. And then another thing too is you invest in what you think is going to work for you. And so I'm working with a health coach, and when she was in college, we get a lot of that it's too expensive thing, you know? And so she told me, Kirtley, the thing is, I was in college, I had horrible acne. It totally shot my confidence. And I saw people doing Accutane. I knew it worked. And it's $400 a month. As a college student, she got a second job so she could pay for Accutane every month as a college student. And so the thing is, when you see that, you say, this person knew that she'd get the results that she wanted desperately. She had no doubt that Accutane would help her. And so she did what it took to spend the money, or to get the money, so she did it. So that's the thing, is how much confidence are we giving our clients in direction that this is going to solve their problems. I talked to a few leaders. It was fun to hear everyone's responses. Bonnie calls it bold manners.
Hi, hon.
What was that? Oh, was that? Okay. She calls it bold manners. Is, hey, we're in a mission to help people get what they want. And so if it's being just like, okay, you don't want it, okay, that's fine. That's not serving them. And so we're just here to help them get what they want. Our responsibility is to help our potential client make a decision that they already want to make and overcome the natural desire to procrastinate. How many of you think about a purchase that you've been wanting to make, or that you wanted to make? How long did you procrastinate that? Especially if it was a little more pricey. We kind of all naturally want to procrastinate. And so our goal is, as a health coach, is help them make a decision that they already want to make. They came to you for a reason. They got on the phone for a reason. They want to get healthy. So let's help them do that. And like I said, people procrastinate. Maybe it's not their expertise. Say you were in a diamond shop and looking for diamonds. If you don't know what makes a good diamond, what their value is, any price is going to sound expensive. Okay. And again, what if doctors let people procrastinate? So as far as setting this up, oftentimes when I evaluate, how things go, and if they have bring up money at the end, I think, wow, what did I not show them in the beginning? I found as I practiced the health assessment more and more, I could nail down exactly what their problems were, exactly how Optavia would solve them, and I could show them that better. And so I got less and less objections and more people signing up right on the phone. Okay. And so with all this, know that, hey, looking at your health assessment, how that goes and how fine-tuned you are, and observing what they need and showing them how to get it, that's going to help a lot. And so I'm just going to go over a few things before we go into just like the actual solving the objections. So first, sure, make sure you're doing the health assessment well. They won't want it if it's a value. And you can record yourself, work in the mirror, have your mentor listen. So as far as the health assessment goes, first of all, just kind of take this bullet point checklist in your mind. Is number one, are you dreaming? And this could be a whole different training. So that's why I'm going to go through it pretty quickly, even though we can spend an hour on this, on the actual health assessment. First of all, are you dream weaving effectively? Can they see and feel exactly how Optavia will help them, not some random person that doesn't have their exact goals, help them achieve their goals? Is it an emotional journey for them as you talk to them? Do they yearn for it? Are you using a story that relates to exactly their situation so they can see that better? Are you explaining the 4 parts clearly and simply? Or are they confused exactly how it works? And so I've definitely seen it happen. Some people are like, I don't get this and I don't understand how it's going to work. Is this the whole eating 6 times a day thing? Like, what's that? These feelings or that? And also, do you know how to transition smoothly? Do you know where to go next? And are you guiding them? This is a big thing. We're going to talk about that today. Are you showing confidence in leadership? Do they know that you're someone they can trust that will help them get to your goals? This makes a big impact, okay? And where's your confidence at? And as you health coach longer and longer, your confidence increases. As I went to convention and saw for myself so many stories, I grew in confidence. That's why going to meetings is essential to you becoming a better health coach, because you see for yourself. And the thing is too, with that, you guys, when you get a referral, most people sign up if they're a referral because they saw for themselves that it works. Just like my friend knew Accutane works. And so with this, okay, you know for sure with confidence, that will help them with confidence of signing up and knowing they're going to get those results. And then do you intend to sign them up on the spot? This is a big question. It sounds silly, but at the end, are you like, well, yeah, let me know if you want to do it. Or are you expecting to sign them up right then and there? You're going to have drastically different results if you use language that indicates you're ready to that you're ready to help them right then. Okay, so let's talk about predicting their objection. This is called preempting, and this has helped me a ton with helping people understand how it works for them. And this is going to be kind of in that dream weaving part when you start to fine tune. Looking for certain things so that you can say what their concern might be before them. There's magic in that, is say it before they do, and it just helps. Watch it with yourself. I've definitely seen that. Okay, so when you're talking with them, are they already dropping signs that they're worried about money? Are they saying, oh, money's so tight, or we're super frugal? Then I'm thinking, okay, they're probably going to bring up price at the end, so I'm going to beat them to the punch. Okay, and by the way, I have this on slideshow mode, and so if there are questions coming up, someone can take themselves off mute and interrupt me. So I wish I could see the chat thread at the same time, but I can't. Okay, so money objection. You might, before that, maybe during the dream weaving, is highlight how important health is and how it's worth the investment, can save you money in the long run. You can even, as I'm doing the health assessment, I might casually ask, how much are you eating out? So I can kind of get the feel for, you're eating out once a day. Hey, this is going to save you money in the long run. So I already know that before that problem comes. Okay, and how much are they spending on medications? Have they tried other programs? And get to know what the cost of other programs are so you can bring that up if that's important. Okay, maybe they're dropping how important Whole Foods is to them. This is an indicator to me that they are going to have a problem with packaged foods. So I'm going to address it in a way that will make sense to them. Okay, so it's just the subtle thing is, okay, packaged foods, and you get ready for that. Highlight how packaged foods is temporary and it's a healthier way to get fat off their body. Okay, and other things, you'll see that. Are they saying that they have gained weight back every time? They're going to be worrying about the sustainability of this program. So make sure you show them that this program is amazing for helping them keep their weight off. And you're going to use a story to show that. Okay, and are they saying that they are super busy, they can't feed their kids, something different? Then make sure you mention this will save you time. Okay, and I used to get, well, I don't want to be cooking 2 separate meals. I used to get that objection all the time. So now I say it before they say it. I say, okay, you're going to do your lean and green. It's great for family meals. You can have it all together, so you don't have to make 2 separate meals. Now I never get that objection because I said it before them. It's really simple. Okay, are they saying they knew someone that did it and gained it back? Make sure you show them the 4 parts are super important. Are they saying that nothing works for them? Okay, so on and on. Also, if someone says they're on a scale of 1 to 10, they're just not that motivated, 7 under, usually that person's just not ready to start. Okay, so let's get into the meat of things. Just basic rules of thumb. When the objections, say we got to the end, and the objection comes up, is it's too expensive, I need to talk to my spouse. Remember, always ask questions before working on their concern, so you know their true concern. Oftentimes people will give you something that's not their actual concern, and then you ask more questions and you find out what their real concern is. And the thing about this is, say a friend calls you and say, hey, do you want to go hang out Friday night? And your real concern is you're just not in the mood. You just want to be home alone. But maybe you say, oh, I've got plans already. And then you ask you, well, what are your plans? Well, blah, blah, blah. Because I have watched myself. And sometimes when people ask me something that I don't want, I make up some dumb answer first. That's not my true concern. And I've watched this with myself. So I really try to think, well, what's my true concern? And so I can tell them that first. Most of the people you talk to won't be able to say that. Maybe they just don't understand. That's why you have to ask questions first. Don't verbal vomit on them. Hold their hand and guide them through helping making that decision. And be yourself. Relax, you guys. Just smile while talking and use their name a lot. The other thing is no stories that relate to that situation. And you're going to collect more and more as you coach. And you might ask your own mentor for a certain story that you hear. Like if you hear a certain problem over and over again, get those stories. Use people's names. And then in general, your tone of voice is going to be huge. The speed of your voice, if you're fast, you can indicate you're nervous. You're in fluctuation. As I worked on my confident voice, like believe it or not, you guys. And when I find out when my voice drops, I sound more confident. And so with my wording, I go, okay, it's only $14 a day. That's it. And so even my fluctuation will drop, indicating more confidence. Okay, there's lots of fun things you can fine tune. So let's get to the meat of this, is the 4 parts of responding. And this is what can just be your recipe as you begin, is first of all, you understand. You validate them by saying, okay, I hear ya. I feel what you mean. I understand how you feel, and then you restate what they said and clarify. That's supposed to say clarify. And then you have an anecdote. It's a story, a true story that matches their exact situation. And you use feel, felt, found. That's a really good recipe for giving a story, is I understand how you feel. Michelle is a girl that I know, or a girl on program. She felt the same way. And when she did Optavia, she found that she had amazing success. Okay, and then this is the part that is the difficult one for most people, is the transition. Well, what do I say after I respond? Okay, so let's go through that. So again, like I said, basic formula. Make sure your health assessment's on point. Look for keywords and preempting. Then you understand. Listen. Don't jump in and say the first thing that they say and try to solve it. Say, you relate and say, okay, I understand. I hear you. I see what you mean. I understand how you feel. Then restate. So what I hear is blank. Is that right? What else? And usually if it's money, then it's easy just to repeat exactly what I said. Oh, it's expensive. Then you just restate, it's expensive, and you pause. Or you can't afford it, and you pause. And then let them keep going, okay? And then I like to say, what makes you say that? This is my favorite question. So easy. If of all things that you listen to today, remember that phrase, what makes you say that? Okay, and then I like to say, well, after they explain, well, if it weren't for that, the money, the spouse, whatever, would you like to give Optavia a try? So this helps you nail down the real concern. And you can ask permission, can I share something about that? Or you can just go straight to the anecdote, is Phil felt found. I was just like you, or I know a woman who had the same concern. Same age as you, she wanted this, she felt the same way, she found that, and now she's down this pounds. Okay, getting the results. Anecdotes work the best. You can ask a question or transition. Okay, and I like transitions, And so I'm just going to go through transitions because those were the hardest for me. So as far as transitions, this is the example down here. Okay, from here it's super simple. If you haven't already gone over the cost or go through the cost, usually after I go through the cost, that's when I hear the objection. And so what I like to do is I'm starting to, especially now, is wait for the feelings. Let me see if I have, okay, good. So here's how it goes. You dream leave, you do the 4 parts, you have the cost, and then you have the feelings, and then you sign them up. You teach them about the feelings. Because when it's just nice to have you share that story and then have something to say afterwards is, okay, I'll show this. So, okay, so say that they say, okay, it's too expensive. You do all those steps I said, you tell the story. And then what do you say after the story, showing them that they'll be successful is, hey, I want you to be maximally successful and you're gonna love the food on this program. So let's match your flavor preferences. As far as the feelings go, are you more of a sweet tooth or do you prefer savory foods? Okay, great. And if they're responding, they're saying, okay, let's keep going. Or would you prefer the quick on-the-go feelings like the bars and shakes or the variety pack? And the variety pack's like this. And so you're just asking them questions to get them more comfortable as going and going. And then after that, I'm kind of listening to their response. And if they keep on answering, then I say, okay, great. As far as getting your account ready to go, what's a good email for you? What's a good shipping address? Do you prefer Master, Visa, American Express? Okay, I'm ready when you are. Awesome. And then you take that down and says, okay, well, I'm excited for you. You're going to do so well. All right. So that's an example of what the heck to say after you answer their objection. All right. And then you've got, you can go through the webinar and say, hey, while you're waiting for your food to come, I've got a webinar for you to listen to that will help you get in the mindset. Would you like one about emotional eating or willpower? Willpower. Okay, great. And then you keep on going and assume that they're ready to get started. You can do it on books. Okay, so now I'm going to stop and just catch up with everyone. Let's hear from you guys. And now I can see everyone, which is so nice. So tell me kind of what your questions are or thoughts or kind of your experience with answering objections.
Kirtley, I love what you said about just like having confidence in it. So I think so many times people just freak out. It's like, oh my gosh, they did this or, and I love how it was like you told a story about it and then you went on and if they're with you at that point. It's not so much like you're talking them into anything. It's that you care about them. You know that this is going to help them. So you're helping them like move past those things, those roadblocks that are holding them back.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Amber. I'd like to hear from more people who would also like to share something from their experience.
I'll share something.
Yeah.
One thing that I was running into that I thought was helpful when you said like talk about the cost and then the fuelings is I'd get to the end of a phone call and be like, all right, do you have any questions? And several times people would be like, no. And then it just left me at this weird cliffhanger spot where I'm like, okay, well, like, let's sign you up. And then it was just this really awkward transition for me. Like I didn't know where to go from there after they said they had no questions. So that was good to kind of like save the feelings for last. And then I think that makes it a little more smooth to transition.
Yeah. And if they did, like say you went through the cost and then the feelings and you're still not sure if they're like ready to get going, then that's why you have another question is, okay, well, as far as the books, would you like Discovery Optimal Health or would you like the Atomic Habits? So you have another question. And if they answer, I'm usually like, okay, they're ready to get going. And you keep on going. So perfect.
Kirtley,
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I love everything that Kirtley has said because I just think sometimes we just need to step into the dark and start trying it. And at times it's just going to not go so well. And we're going to be like, oh man, and we're going to kick ourselves a little bit. But really, I just think Kirtley's giving us a great way to be able to move past some of those blocks that we had. And if we revisit what she says, then we'll be able to say, oh, I remember when Kirtley said this and that this helps. And if we just apply it and start trying it, I think at that point we can move forward because I think sometimes we get scared in our thoughts, like, oh man, she's so good at this, that we don't have enough confidence to move forward. And so Kirtley's been doing this a long time, but has done it well. I'm sure you've messed up, Kirtley, on your process and your road to this amazing, awesome stuff that you have right here and have given us. So I just want us to say that everything that you've said, I'm totally going to learn and apply and try and work through it. And people are going to probably say no, and other times they're going to be like, yay, and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate it. So thank you, Kirtley.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're new, this may be overwhelming. So don't worry. This is just like things you can build on, and as you go, take the time to evaluate. And I'm still in that process. Is this helped me again make even more solid things of what I can say, and having a good story for everything. It's just a process as you go. And yeah, I get those, you guys, and it doesn't make me feel bad. It's because I just hear them as they're not ready, and it's okay. Or maybe I think, okay, I probably could have done a little bit better of job explaining how it would help them. So what's something I can do next time to show that? And it's nothing personal. It's just collecting data.
Hey, Kirtley, I want to add something.
Yeah.
So I had this conversation with a coach yesterday about impatience. And it's easy to be impatient when you don't have enough people, right? So when you've only had one conversation, like one health assessment, and you're following up with that one person over and over, and they're not ready. And sometimes, I put this in the chat earlier, sometimes objections are just them manifesting their fear that they're not committed to making changes in their life currently, or they're afraid that the program's not going to work. But whether it's with a client or with a coach or any element of this business or life in general, if you don't have enough people in your pipeline, so to speak, you are going to obsess about that you're failing in some aspect with the one person that you're dealing with. So this coach I was talking to was specifically talking about, like, oh, I have this one really, really good client, and so badly want her to become a coach, and I'm just getting impatient. And I'm like, well, why are you being impatient? And this coach was talking about this process, and I'm like, oh, well, how many other people are you talking to about coaching right now? How many other people have you invited to coaching with you this month? Well, not very many. I'm like, that's why you're impatient with that one person. If you just move on, and it's not that you don't care about that person anymore, but you start to focus your attention on the people who are ready and prepared to make changes in their lives, then your impatience will absolutely go away, because you've got enough progress going on in your life, so you're not worried about that one. And the cool thing is a lot of times when those kinds of people see that you're kind of moving on, they're like, wait, don't leave me behind. And then they make a decision that they're ready to commit.
Thank you, Jared. I really appreciate that.
And I had one more thing too, Kirtley, along with
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
I think that it's really easy as a new coach to feel like that, and to feel like, it's working for everybody else, but it's just not going to work for me. Or like, I'm doing everything they're saying and it's just not happening as fast as I want it to, or whatever. But I love that what Jared said, because the thing is, like, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Like, all those people that are saying no, I've heard John Fuller say this before. It's not a matter of, it's not a no, it's a not yet. And so if you're doing these things and you're constantly trying to improve, like Kirtley's given us so many awesome tips today to improve on, and it's just not happening yet, just know it's not that it's not going to happen. It's just not happening yet. Just, I promise you, if you be patient and just follow the process, it's going to happen. Like, don't give up. Don't think that you're the only exception to the rule. It's going to happen for you. Just follow the steps and be patient.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much, Crystal. And one thing that I did, you guys, is Josh would listen to me over and over again, and he'd give me pointers. And a lot of us are afraid of our mentor listening into us because we don't want to look dumb or make a mistake in front of them. But I challenge you is to get feedback as much as you can, and that'll help you help people more. And so as we're willing for that, then we can help people get what they want in the first place. So cool. Thank you so much for sharing that and for getting on, you guys.
Awesome job, Kirtley. Thank you so much for your prep. And yeah, I think a lot of us are gonna watch this playback a few times. So it's so good. And thanks everyone for hopping on or for joining us on the recording. We appreciate your commitment to improving your skills and sharpening your axe and getting better so that we can help more people get healthy. So we hope to see you tomorrow on Summer Committed, same time, same Zoom. Thanks, guys. See ya.